welcome the viewers in the East to the CFL on CBC. You're looking live at BC Place Stadium in Vancouver, where the BC Lions are up against the Hamilton Ticats. We are live coast to coast. The BC Lions needing a win to finish in first place in the West. There is no score. We are early in the first quarter. The BC Lions took the opening kickoff, and they still have the football. Chris Skinner, the ball carrier. A couple of yards for the Lions. Tim Jackson there to make the stop for the Ticats.
Reverse handoff to Chris Skinner, who's been a real hard worker for the BC offensive attack. Runs the ball tough inside. They're calling in for the measurement.
Bob Ovilovich says one of the biggest differences for Chris Skinner this year is his blocking ability, and that has certainly helped the BC Lions' overall offense.
And it kind of goes right against, because Chris has slimmed down. He's slimmed down about 15 pounds, much tighter around the waist, got great muscular across the chest, big powerful legs, and he's able to get better technique in his blocking, and that's been the key to why he's been so successful.
Chris says when he played with the Eskimos, he played about 225. He's about 210 now. First and 10 for the Lions. From the 38 of Hamilton, no score. First quarter. Flutie puts it up, complete to Volpe. Volpe down at the 35-yard line by Gary Wilkerson. Volpe needs one more touchdown to become the all-time single-season touchdown leader in the CFL. Comes into this game with 20, tied with 3 other players. Well, that'll be a big moment, and this crowd of 40,000 plus will do a lot of celebrating, I can guarantee you. This drive started on the 25-yard line of the BC Lions. Now down to the 35. 2nd and 7. Flutie in and out of the arms of his brother Darren. And that's a rare sight. He caught 3 in a row in this drive, and he dropped that one. Now, what does big brother say to little brother in a case like that?
One more like that, and you're never going to be the bottle cap again, okay? And is that they run the triple receivers to the wide side of the field. Flutie's the outside guy. Then they drag him back underneath. Very catchable pass. He just did not concentrate all the way in.
Quick note for stations across the country. Commercial number 2 is coming up. Louis Pasaglia getting set for the field goal from the 42-yard line. And it is wide, but they concede the single point. So the BC Lions get on the scoreboard with a single from Louis Pasaglia and lead 1-0. Welcome back to BC Place Stadium in Vancouver. I'm Steve Armitage, along with Chris Cuthbert, who's down on the sidelines, and Dan Kepley, the former great Edmonton Eskimo linebacker, is with me in the booth. The Hamilton Ticats get the ball on offense for the first time. Don McPherson, the rookie, starting at quarterback. First and 10 from the 35. A flag is down. McPherson has some time, elects to keep it himself, and gets out to the 43-yard line, where he runs into Bruce Holmes.
Hamilton coming out with a 5-receiver package here. They take out Lee Knight, leave Jamie Morrison as the one solid setback, 5 quick receivers, and utilizing some of that speed of McPherson, trying to get him outside.
Legal procedure. Hamilton number 23, first down, repeat it.
The veteran Rocky DiPietro, a little anxious to get into the play. Not the kind of start that a rookie quarterback would want. 2nd and 15. Make that first and 15, Ticats. Complete to DiPietro. Makes up for his mistake in a hurry. Big play for the Hamilton Ticats. They get down to the 42-yard line. Bruce Holmes was there to bring down the veteran Rocky DiPietro. He cost him 5 yards on the play before, but he made up for it with a 38-yard gain right there.
Great ego builder and confidence builder right there. Sprint out to the right, throwbacks in a zone to a seam pattern. Rocky DiPietro just going straight up the hash mark.
First and 10, Ticats. Jamie Morris gets the call from the quarterback, Don McPherson. Morris coming into this game with 118 rushing attempts, 495 yards. The offensive keys for Hamilton.
For Hamilton, Don McPherson obviously got to be there. Jamie Morrison running the ball as he can. And Tony Champion on the outside needs to have a big game tonight to open up the rest of the throwing game for the Hamilton attack.
A gain of 3 on the last play, 2nd and 7. And I believe that will be a rookie mistake. Too much time in getting the ball into play.
Kind of thing the quarterbacks are talking about when they get up to the line of scrimmage.
Hamilton number 16, still 2nd down.
Young quarterbacks coming out there, sees the BC defense in a certain defense, trying to create and call a couple of audibles at the line of scrimmage, and the time count runs out on it.
Nick Mazzoli comes out of the game. Champion is in, along with Richard Nurse. They give to Morris. Morris stopped at the 40-yard line. They have to get to the 33 for the first down. Stuart Hill there to make the tackle for the BC Lions.
Trying to spread that defense of BC across the board with those 5 receivers, but Stuart Hill will have nothing to do with that. Being able to react inside to the draw play to Morrison does a great job of making a big tackle.
8:10 remaining to play in the opening quarter here at BC Place Stadium in Vancouver. The Lions in front of the Ticats 1-0 on a missed field goal from Louis Pisaglia. Now the Ticats field goal kicker, Paulus Balliston. He too misses. Norman Jefferson in the end zone. Still going. Tripped up at the 16-yard line by Dave Richardson. So with 7:46 to play, opening quarter, BC lead 1-0. 7:46 remaining to play, opening quarter here at BC Place Stadium in Vancouver. The BC Lions leading 1-0 on a missed field goal from Louis Pisaglia. Paul Osbaldiston just attempted one for the Ticats and missed, but it was run out by Jefferson. So that gives the BC Lions 1st and 10 from their own 17. Volpe looking for running room. None to be found. Hamilton Ticat defense reading that, shutting it down very quickly. Jeff Fields leading the way for the Tigers.
Flutie's out of there. Inside counter play to Volpe. Again, the speed of Hamilton Tigers defense right now is the key and what they have been concentrating on since the acquisition of Gustopoulos.
No gain, make it 2nd and 10. Flutie has time. Ray Alexander is open, and that is the record for Ray Alexander, his 2nd reception of the game, and it moves him 1 pass ahead of the great Swervin Merv Fernandez. We welcome viewers in Quebec who now make us coast to coast, the CFL on CBC. Viewers in Vancouver are seeing the game because the blackout has been lifted, courtesy of BC Lions owner Murray Peasant and radio station CKNW. So we welcome viewers from the Queen Charlotte to Newfoundland. Outside BC Place Stadium tonight. It's a beautiful night. Of course, you won't have to worry about that because we are under the dome, and you're looking at the dome. 8 degrees Celsius in Vancouver tonight. Small consolation for those people who are suffering through an early winter in the east. 1st and 10 for the BC Lions from the 27. Flutie puts it up, going deep. Alexander, he's caught it. Make that Jay Christensen down just inside the 50-yard line by Tim Jackson, and had Jackson not been able to pull him down, Jay Christensen was gone. A 33-yard gain.
Great read by Doug Flutie here. Safety blitz by Wise. Christian's places, replace the safety, run up the seam, hit the middle. Doug Flutie does a great job of laying it out there, and Christensen makes his 44th catch of the year.
1st and 10. From the Hamilton 50 for the BC Lions. Volpe. And no running room for John Volpe tonight. Peter Giftopoulos is there to make the stop for Hamilton.
Inside handoff again to Volpe. David Bailey is the man that makes this play happen at 6'4", 255 out of Oklahoma State. Has been very impressive since playing for the Hamilton Tiger Cats this year.
That's the third time in this game the BC Lions have gone to that play to try and find some running room, but it's been shut down effectively by the Ticats. 2nd and 10. Flutie will run it himself. Trying to find some room outside. Does not. Dropped at the 50 by John Moulton. Offside, BC Lions.
Offside, BC number 82, declined. 3rd down.
Darren Flutie called offside. So that'll bring on Louis Pisaglia and the BC Lions punting unit. 5:16 to play. Opening quarter. BC Lions leading 1-0. The situation is simply this. If BC win tonight, they finish in first place in the West and will host the Western Final. If they lose, there's all sorts of scenarios that we'll tell you about. Nick Mazzoli, the lone returner, standing inside the 10. Pisaglia angles this one to the right. Mazzoli takes it at the 5. He's got good speed, but doesn't get a chance to use it there. Mike Marasco, a former junior with the Okanagan Sun, getting downfield to make the stop. A 44-yard punt. That's 3 yards over Louis' average, and a 3-yard return by that young man who played his university football at Simon Fraser University in Burnaby, just outside of Vancouver. Was the first pick in the CFL draft this past season, signed by the Seattle Seahawks of the NFL, but was cut by them and is now in Hamilton. 1st and 10 for the Ticats. Jamie Norris met by Stu Hill. I would expect to see the Hamilton Ticats with a very conservative offense, simply because they are starting the rookie who is not familiar with the offense.
Morris having a handoff, reverse handoff, cut back to Stuart Hill, and what they're going to have to do definitely on this case is get somebody bigger and stronger than Nick Mazzoli blocking on a guy like Stuart Hill to create a flop.
McPherson calls his own plays. 2nd and 7. He can run, but he doesn't get much room in which to run that time. Forced out of play by Paul Wetmore, the Acadia University graduate.
McPherson right now, he's the new guy. He's running for his life out here as he steps back, 3-step drop, looking downfield and panics. He has quick feet and he wants to get out of there in a hurry, and the BC Lions are very aware of that, and they will put a lot of heat on him very soon in this half.
Former BC junior product, Paul Osbaldiston, standing in the end zone to get this punt away for the Ticats. Good rush from the Lions. Ball bouncing around at the 45-yard line, scooped up there by Morris Smith, and flags go down. When we come back, we'll straighten out what the flags were all about. BC leading 1-0. Always an impressive sight, no matter what time of year in downtown Vancouver, the Dome. And certainly a very impressive night, cold and clear in Vancouver. Now, if you consider 8 degrees Celsius being cold, of course, but inside it's absolutely perfect. 1st and 10 for the BC Lions from the 39-yard line of the Hamilton Ticats. They lead 1-0. We're in the first quarter. Flutie under pressure. He cocked his arm, but the ball came loose when it was hit by Bobby Dawson. BC will retain possession. A flag is down.
Play action pass inside, bootleg to Volpe, and Bobby Dawson's coming from the halfback from the offside, gets a lot of heat on Flutie and doesn't allow him to release that ball downfield.
Ken Lazaruk discussing the situation with Peter Giftopoulos, the middle linebacker for the Hamilton Ticats.
Crackback penalty. Number 77 BC declined. Second down.
A crackback block charged against the BC Lions.
Mike Trevathan was the slot back, Steve, and that time waggled outside and came back inside on Joe Campbell and cracked back in the back. That enabled Doug Flutie to get outside.
And that makes it 2nd and 16 for the Lions from the 45. Flutie puts it up, looking for Alexander. And Alexander was pushed, but there is no flag down. Gary Wilkerson was covering on the play, did a good job in keeping Alexander to the outside, but just as Alexander was going to make a move, watch the shove here from Wilkerson.
Alexander does a great job to get a step on him, and then as Wilkerson turns around, there is some initial contact. No blood, no foul, Steve.
Simple as that.
It gets like that when you play defense.
No blood, no foul. Louis Pasaglia and the Lions in a punting situation, 3rd and 17. Pasaglia will get the punt away from the midfield stripe. Nick Mazzoli, the lone punt returner. Again, it's angled this time to the left side, and Mazzoli just watches it go out of play at the 4-yard line. So a perfect punt from Louis Pasaglia. Those aren't boos you're hearing, but Lou. And now let's go down to Chris.
Steve, the BC Lions have been the healthiest football team in the CFL this year, but they have one minor injury to worry about right now. Norm Jefferson, just limbering up behind, suffered a bit of a knee problem. He missed the last defensive series, and he'll miss this one. Ken Petway has moved to the corner, and Remy Trudel is in at defensive half, but Jefferson says he'll be back.
Thank you, Chris. They can ill afford to lose somebody like Jefferson. Chris Major is back in the lineup for the first time in 5 weeks. He too is out with a knee injury. This is Jamie Morris. And Morris gets out to about the 7-yard line for the Hamilton Ticats.
Coming back at the same play. This is the 3rd time they've run this play, the spread offense, just to draw play inside to Morris. But Bruce Holmes, middle linebacker, number 51, is not going to have anything to do with that, and he shuts it down for hardly any gain.
Good second effort by Morris. Got him an extra 2 yards on that play. 2nd and 7 from the 7. McPherson puts it out complete to Champion. Major covering on the play for the BC Lions. That was a veteran move. He knew exactly how many yards he had to get, and his pass route took him that distance.
Looked like a great veteran move. He had a lot of composure standing in the pocket, throwing the out to Tony Champion, and brings Tony Champion back away from Chris Major to enable him that an interception is nowhere possible.
1st and 10 Ticats now from their own 19. They trail 1-0. We're in the first quarter. Morris up to the 22-yard line. Runs into a bunch of Lions led by Derek McCready.
Talking to some of the coaches of the Hamilton Tiger-Cats early, that they wanted to keep this very vanilla out there so that McPherson will have an opportunity to execute as opposed to think very much on the football field.
Obie says the Lions have had the toughest schedule in the CFL this season and have been involved in a playoff game every week. So this game is no different as far as they're concerned. Ken Aver, the injured Hamilton Ticat. He burned the Lions in the first meeting this season with a couple of quick touchdowns. BC wound up winning that game 37-27 on September 28th, but Hamilton led 14-3 at one point early in the game, so they scared the BC Lions before BC came back to win it. Jefferson is back into the game for the BC Lions. So that really says it all, doesn't it? Volpe himself with 1,355 yards compared to 1,600 plus for the entire Hamilton rushing attack. McPherson passing down the middle, complete. Tony Champion, second clutch catch for the veteran in this drive.
McPherson did a good job of setting back quickly, coming out. Tony Champion running a curl pattern against the zone and moving it inside. A little miscommunication between he and Wally Zatilna. Obviously, those two receivers do not want to be in the same area.
1st and 10 Ticats from the 35. Morris. And Morris gets back to the original line of scrimmage. No more met there by number 91, Keith Powell, for the BC Lions. John Gregory has only had 7 losing seasons in his entire football career. And that includes his days as a player, coach, which numbers something like 40. So he's not used to losing. 2nd and 10. McPherson. Complete to Mazzoli. Mazzoli has the first down and then some. Forced out of bounds at the 47-yard line. The Lions continue to lead 1-0, but the Ticats are on the move. Steve Armitage and Dan Kepley in the booth. Chris Cuthbert is prowling the sidelines here at BC Place Stadium in Vancouver. It's the Lions against the Ticats. BC on top 1-0. Just about to start the 2nd quarter. And Hamilton have put together a bit of a drive here thanks to a 28-yard pickup by Nick Mazzoli. A quick pass there to Canavere. He eludes the first tackle, still going. Gets down to the 37-yard line. Robin Belanger there to make the stop for the Lions. Good pass by the rookie quarterback. Wasn't picture perfect, but it did the job.
Well, it's an inside screen to Canavere where they're trying to utilize him as a fullback. He does a good job of getting away. O.J. Brigance reads it absolutely perfectly. All you got to do is break down, get your feet underneath you, and make that tackle, and you shut it down for nothing. He goes at him and tries to take his head off a bit, allows a big gain.
And it's shorted the first down by about 6 inches. So the Ticats move in the horses, beef up the offensive line.
Perfect situation right here, Steve, that they could go for it, go deep into the end zone. They've got nothing to lose, and hopefully that they could come back on 3rd down and be able to pick up a first down.
Bob Opilovich, obviously not a happy camper with the officiating, giving one of the officials an earful. Second and inches, and they go with Morris. He slides off tackle on the right side and picks up what should be the first down. Only needed 6 inches. Let's check the stats from the first quarter play here.
Good, pretty well even all the way with the net yardage. The only big difference right now is, again, will be the time of possession for the BC Lions, and that is one thing that Doug Flutie has been noted and established himself in doing is ball control.
He's a master at it, especially evident in that overtime win against the Edmonton Eskimos a couple of weeks ago. McPherson. A broken play. He turned, looked like he wanted to give it to somebody, but Keith Powell read it, and he got on top of the rookie quarterback and dropped him for a loss.
It couldn't be anything very much worse, Steve, than being a rookie quarterback playing against the BC Lions, who's playing for first place and turning around and not having anybody to give the ball to.
I can assure you, it is the loneliest feeling in the world.
Did they do that to you in St. Mary's?
A number of times. Of course, it was always my fault. McPherson puts it up over the middle. Oh, great catch by Canavere, but he couldn't hang on, or did he? They are ruling that he did manage to hang on. Superb effort by Canavere, taking the ball down to the 11-yard line, a 28-yard gain for John Gregory and the Hamilton Ticats, with a spectacular catch from Canavere, who was stretched out and took a hit the moment he got possession of the ball. What a tremendous catch here, as you said. Canavere running straight down the seam. McPherson doing a great job of seeing him and reading it, laid it out. And Belanger came across as a good safety does and put a good hit on that inside receiver, and it took its toll on that Brer. Opilovich liked the hit. Wasn't crazy about the catch. because it certainly gives the Ticats excellent field position from which to continue this drive. They've spotted the ball at the 12-yard line as a prayer is attended to by the Ticat training staff. John Gregory having words with his rookie quarterback, Don McPherson.
Well, we're taking a look at it. We've got the advantage of having the replay up here, Stephen. As we saw it, Ken never had full control of that ball as he took a shot at it. And these refs, like any other ones, they're guilty of making some human errors sometimes.
I didn't know that.
They won't admit to that either. They're like defensive players.
All right, let's have another look. Did he have possession?
Well, take another look. He's fumbling around with the ball right there. The hit from Belanger comes in. The ball was laying on the ground that we could not see. We saw it from another angle on another ISO camera, and he comes up, doesn't have the ball. So again, throw it up in the air and holler geese and see what happens.
Let's agree to disagree. I think he did have possession. We didn't quite see it. I think he pulled it into his chest and then went down.
Well, as an old ex-quarterback who would be throwing to receivers, I would expect you to agree that your receiver caught the ball.
Well, let's see if the Hamilton Ticats can turn this into points. They are 1st and 10, and they spotted the ball at the 11-yard line of the BC Lions. McPherson. There was a hole there momentarily, but it was closed very quickly by Stu Hill and the BC Lions, and they drop McPherson for a loss.
Comes back, spreads his offense across the board again with 5 quick receivers, drops back 3 steps as the quarterback draw all the way. The hole is back to the right-hand side that he just did not have the vision enough to see it behind Sanderson, the center, and Stuart Hill and O.B. Brigance were able to come in there and shut him down.
McPherson puts it up, throwing into the corner. His receiver got one hand on it, but Champion was unable to get a second hand to the ball, and therefore it is incomplete. Chris Major is covering on the play.
Talking with Coach Bob Bastiani earlier in the game and before the game, trying to figure out how they were going to play these guys defensively, because McPherson, they just did not know what he was going to do. We didn't know what kind of style, whether he was going to force the corner or not. You would think with his speed that he normally would, but he's really impressed me as being a straight drop back passer here, and they kept him in the pocket.
A 20-yard field goal attempt from Osbaldiston. This time it is good, and the Hamilton Ticats go in front of the BC Lions by 2. 3-1.
Kenny Herrera took quite a hit. You saw it, but really nothing serious. Just a bang on the nose and a tooth through the lip. That's nothing for a Tiger Cat. And I'll tell you what, this team playing with a lot of confidence right now with Don McPherson at quarterback. You can really feel it down here at the Tiger Cat bench. Steve?
And it looks that way too, Chris. That last drive, the Hamilton Ticats used 10 plays, but more importantly, they consumed 6 minutes and 8 seconds on the clock. And they're going with a short kick from Paul Osbaldiston. And it was taken there by Mike Marasco. And he was forced out of play at the 48-yard line, but there is a flag down as Kenneth Rare continues to be attended to by Jonesy on the Hamilton Ticat bench. What a spectacular catch he made to keep the drive alive, which ended in 3 points for the Ticats with that field goal from Osbaldiston. Here's the call from Ken Lazaruk. BC Lions attempted the Hamilton Ticats.
Offside of the kickoff. Number 35, Hamilton. 5-yard penalty, a re-kick.
Attempted the short kickoff, but it backfired when one of their players went offside.
Talking to Paul Osbaldiston before the game also, he said now that they finally made the chance with John Gregory, they've incorporated some great special team meetings and coaches in there. And he's been able, obviously with the circumstances that they've been under, of being in last place, been able to practice a lot of different things through the course of the past 3 or 4 weeks. This pooch kick that we saw earlier was one of them.
Morris Smith still on his feet. Finally brought down at the 47-yard line by Tim Jackson. And again, we take you outside BC Place Stadium, looking down Georgia Street, edging on to the Georgia Viaduct. For those in Vancouver who know exactly of what I speak. But for those of you In other parts of Canada, it's a beautiful night here in British Columbia, following a beautiful day. A little cold for us, dropping down to about 7 or 8 degrees Celsius tonight. Break out the long underwear. 1st and 10 Lions. Flutie puts it up. Oh! What a hit on Matt Clark as he went for the ball. Todd Wiseman, the former BC Lion, his timing couldn't have been any more perfect. A tremendous hit on Clark, and he's down. He paid for that one in an effort to go for the ball.
Just a great shot by Wiseman. As you said, Doug Flutie actually lays the ball out there and kind of hangs 85 Matt Clark out to dry because Wiseman is there with the shot right in the mouth. We're going to get another look at it from a different angle, and here he comes. Payback gets the even after that Belanger shot, and Todd Wise just evened up the score right there.
Payback gets to even. I like that one. Todd Wiseman with a tremendous hit on Matt Clark, the rookie receiver for the BC Lions, who has enjoyed a sensational year as a rookie out of Montana. He and Mike Trevathan dubbed the Montana Twins when they came to the Lions. Can't imagine what Clark thought when he was hit like that. Must have felt like he was in the Thunderdome instead of BC Place Stadium. Second and 10 for the Lions on their own 47. Flutie puts it up. It's intercepted by the Ticats, and they've got some room. Bobby Dawson picks Doug Flutie off. His 22nd interception of the season. And Bobby Dawson once again gives the Ticats good field position.
Doug Flutie trying to force the ball inside number 42. Moulton does a great job as a linebacker, forcing Flutie to have to throw the ball a little higher. And Bobby Dawson shows great concentration on that of picking off that big interception. This is not playing like a last place Eastern team.
McPherson with pressure finally gets it away, complete to Mazzoli. And Mazzoli is forced out of bounds at the 17-yard line. That moves the yardsticks. Another first down for the Ticats. They lead 3-1 with 10:25 to play second quarter.
McPherson wants to drop it down in the middle right now to Lee Knight up the seam, fakes the throw and gets Brigance up in the air, and then he's able to use his speed to get outside and throws a great pass on the run to Mazzoli for a big first down and keeps this drive alive.
First and 10 Ticats from the Lions 17. They give to Jamie Morris. Morris picks his way, gets down to about the 8-yard line. Robin Belanger there to make the tackle. The best running play of the game so far for the Ticats.
Morris at 5'7", 188, does a great cut right there on number 93, Reggie Johnson. Cuts back across the grain, and he's taking advantage of one thing that the BC Lions does very well defensively, team speed. And he's cutting back across the grain, and he picks up a big first down. I'm sorry, it makes it say second and short.
It should be a first down on this play if the Ticats continue this momentum. They give to Morris again, and he should have the first down. Bruce Holmes, the first man in for the BC Lions to put the stop on Morris.
Coming off that right side behind Jason Riley and Dave Richardson. Big difference between the weights of the offensive line. The Hamilton Tiger Cats are averaging 282 pounds in that offensive line. That's some big fellas up front. And conversely, the BC Lions offensive line is only 265.
Only 265.
Only. Well, in these days in standards, that is a little slight.
It's first and goal to go for the Ticats. The ball resting at the 7-yard line. McPherson, little swing pass to Morris. He should be in. He is. Touchdown, Hamilton Ticats.
be some type of miscommunication in the secondary of the BC Lions to allow Jamie Morris to come out of the backfield wide open, dumps the pass off. McPherson is really impressive as far as showing great composure out there and reading the defenses of the BC Lions very well.
His first TD reception this season, but his third of the year, and that makes it 10-1 for the Ticats over the Lions. The Ticat scoring drive started with an interception and then was completed when McPherson went to Jamie Morris. And as Dan Kepley pointed out, McPherson showing a lot of composure in his play execution. And certainly in that drive when he threw a TD pass to Morris to make it 10-1. Ticats leading BC with 9:11 to play in the second quarter. This is Morris Smith. Showing good speed. Stopped just short of the 45-yard line. That was a 55-yard kick and a 25-yard return, giving Doug Flutie and the BC Lions offense good field position. Well, he's certainly doing well in the completion attempted department, but certainly not in total yards gained through the air tonight for Doug Flutie and company. First and 10 BC. The ball at the 45. They get to Volpe. Good ball. Volpe down to the 50-yard line of the Hamilton Ticats. Bobby Dawson there to make the stop. A 16-yard gain for the Lions.
Just a straight handoff to Volpe here. Inside trap by Groenwegen. Makes a big hole, and Volpe does the rest on his own, showing great power that he has at 5'7", 198. Most of that strength and weight is in a low center of gravity, and he's tough to bring down.
First and 10 BC from the Ticat 50. Hamilton leads 10-1. 8:10 to play in second quarter. Pitch to Volpe, but the play was blown down before Volpe got a chance to go. Time violation. Flutie taking too long to get the play in a way.
Time count violation. Number 22 BC, still first down.
So they'll do it all over again, but this time it'll be first and 15 with the ball spotted at the midfield stripe. Flutie. Complete to Volpe. And Volpe forced out of play at the 47-yard line by Gary Wilkerson. Volpe coming into this game one touchdown shy of the all-time single-season touchdown mark. This is the way Flutie has distributed the passes over the course of the season. As you can see, he doesn't play favorites. Second and 7 from the 47. Flutie puts it up, complete. Christensen down at the 37-yard line by Peter Giftopoulos of the Hamilton Ticats.
As long as the Hamilton defense are very contented to sit back in a deep zone, guys like Christensen and Trevathan and those guys will be able to pick holes in this, and you cannot give Doug Flutie that much time to throw the ball, or he will continue to complete passes and pick up big first downs.
First and 10 BC from the 37. They trail 10-1. Volpe again hits the hole very quickly. Gets down inside the 25-yard line. Tim Jackson there to bring him down.
Identical play that they ran earlier, the trap play with Groenwegen, trapping on Moulton, and then Volpe does it all on his own, and he is tough to bring down one-on-one. As you can see, the power that he has in shedding those blocks off, and that was Todd Wiseman in there, a very sure tackler.
First and 10. The ball's at the 18. Flutie passing, trying to find Volpe, but it was overthrown. But Flutie was under a lot of pressure from that far side. And there's one thing about Doug Flutie. He seems to sense the pressure and knows exactly when to get rid of the ball. Although that time, I think he got rid of it before he would have liked.
When they talk about eyes in the back of the head, I don't think it could be related to anybody more special than Doug Flutie.
Second and 10 from the 18. Are down, in and out of the arms of Matt Clark. Hit him right on the numbers, but Clark unable to hold on. But a flag is down.
It's going to be a free play anyway, Steve. It's going to be offside against Hamilton. Again, it was an open play, but a very catchable pass, and Matt Clark should be able to hold on to those.
It is offside against the Hamilton Ticats, so as you pointed out, a free play for the BC Lions. Second and 10, again from the 18-yard line. Ticats lead 10-1, 6:02 to play in the second quarter. Pass complete to Volpe. Volpe is forced out of play at the 7-yard line. Vernon Maxwell using some speed to get over there to drive Volpe out.
They're putting Volpe out there one-on-one against Gifto, the middle linebacker, and when you have that much area to operate, it is to the advantage of the running back, and Volpe does a great job to keep that drive alive.
When Volpe is going well, the BC Lions have gone well this season. 4 times he's rushed for over 100 yards, and 4 times the BC Lions have won. BC Lions very efficient from this area. This is Volpe, and he's stopped inside the 5-yard line. Gets down to about the 4. Remember, the next touchdown will break a record in the CFL for most touchdowns in a single season. Currently held by Volpe, Smith, Pat Abruzzi, and Blake Marshall. Second and goal to go from the 4. They swing it out to Volpe. This could be it. Volpe dropped for a loss back at the 10-yard line. Giftopoulos read that well, but more importantly, executed well.
You have to give a lot of credit to Gifto in there. He was covering one-on-one with Volpe out in the flat, and that is a long way for a middle linebacker to have to go. They sent the outside linebacker, Moulton, in coverage on the slot back, Clark, downfield, and he did a great job. Bobby Dawson came off of his coverage. They were able to stop Volpe a little bit, and Gifto was able to get there in his pursuit.
Full marks once again to the Hamilton Ticats defense for stymieing a very effective offense over the course of the season. Here's the hit.
Good shot by Bobby Dawson coming up there, and he did what you need to do against a guy like Volpe. Hit him low, but below the knees and the ankles for a guy, because he has so much power. If you try to hit him up in the chest, he'll run over you.
Volpe came into this game with 1,355 yards rushing, a 5.9 rushing average. Now Louis Pasaglia, the all-time points leader in pro football, will try what for Louis should be a chip shot. Of course, remember, Pasaglia is a former quarterback, so he's also capable of a fake field goal here. And of course, Doug Flutie is the holder. This will come from the 16-yard line. And it is indeed a chip shot for Louis Pasaglia, and the BC Lions pick up 3 more points. They now trail the Hamilton Ticats by 6.
Resplendent in his custom Lions leather jacket, Murray Pezim, the owner of the Lions. What's going on?
Is that great or is that great?
You look better than your team right now. What's going on?
I'll tell you what it is. There's a girl in Arizona watching me. Her name is Tammy. I just want to tell her, hey, kid, Tammy, I love you, baby.
Well, Vancouver fans love you for lifting the blackout. How responsible is the owner for the resurgence of this team? How much credit do you take?
I'll take a wee bit of the credit. It's the family around me that's really done it. Naturally, my superb intelligence helps a lot.
We'll give some credit to Doug Flutie, but is he going to get a new contract? What's the situation there?
We're going to try, and I'm quite sure that everything will have a very happy ending.
Murray, best of luck the rest of the way. Thanks for joining us.
You're more than welcome.
Steve?
Thanks, Chris. There's a man who's never stuck for words. Wally Zatelli dropped at the 32-yard line on that kickoff return, but a flag is down. A 53-yard kickoff and an 11-yard return. Robin Belanger was there to make the stop for the BC Lions. It's the Ticats 10, the Lions 4, with 4:10 remaining to play in the second quarter. Here's Ken Lazaruk with the call.
Hamilton, number 64. First down, Hamilton.
Illegal block on Tim Lawrence. So that takes the ball back to the 11-yard line, where the Ticats are now first and 10. McPherson gives to Jamie Morris. He's got a hole. And he's got the first down. Forced out of bounds at the 23-yard line by Morris Smith.
Slow developing play out of their own end zone, but it's just a counter play, a trap with Miles Burrell at 6'8", 290, pulling, and all Morris has to do is get right in the sim pocket, makes a cut outside. Burrell is able to get enough hit on O.J. Begant to slow that up and allow Morris to get outside and pick up the big first down.
First and 10 from the 22, complete to Rocky DiPietro. Make that Lee Knight, number 25 for the Ticats. Norman Jefferson forcing him out of play at the 42-yard line.
What happens in a lot of situations, Steve, is where you get those 5 receiver situations, and again, this one is Lee Knight going out into the flat. It causes a linebacker who normally would cover a running back to have to cover an inside slot or an inside receiver, and at that thing, Hamilton thinks it's a mismatch.
First and 10 Ticats. Jamie Morris, another hole, and another first down for Jamie Morris inside the 50-yard line of the BC Lions. Ken Petway was there to bring him down, and that's a 19-yard pickup for the Ticats.
Good read by Morris, just a handoff inside. So what makes this happen is number 93, Reggie Johnson, the outside defensive end, runs way up the field, and here goes Jamie Morris straight up the field for a big first down.
Ticats lead the Lions 10-4 with 3:01 to play in the second quarter.
Coming up on Live at the Half, Eskimo head coach Ron Lancaster from Winnipeg. He has to like what he sees so far. Matt Dunnigan, who will see action for the Argos tomorrow, and the CFL award finalist. Steve?
Thank you, Chris. Look forward to that. Don McPherson dropping back to pass under pressure, eludes the rush, and is forced to run out of bounds at the 45-yard line, pursued by Bruce Holmes. What a job the rookie has done at the quarterback position for the Ticats tonight. He's even got his own fans in attendance. He is calling his own plays. He has a package of plays that are taped to his left wrist. You can see them there as he makes his way up to the line. Suggested plays from the coaching staff. Second and 7 Ticats from the 45. McPherson. And that was tipped. And the Ticats are claiming that it was a reception, but I don't think the officials are going to let that one stand. Paul Wetmore got a hand on it. And it wound up in the arms of Logan, but they said that it was an incomplete pass.
McPherson trying to sprint out to the right, throw back to the inside to number 23, that's Rocky DiPietro. And again, you can take a look at that reaction there. He thought it was a completion, and what he did, when he looks back, he's got to be aware that that linebacker is going to be sitting back in that curl zone behind him.
So that brings on Paulus Bolliston to punt. Morris Smith, the lone punt returner. Ball bouncing at the 10-yard line. Scooped up by Smith. Flags go down. No yards. Lance Trumbull leading the Ticats downfield to make the tackle on Smith. So Doug Flutie and the BC Lions offense, which has sputtered, to say the very least, here at BC Place Stadium, where the team is 4-4 on the season. They are 7-2 on the road. 112 yards, attempted 15, completed 11. But the most important thing of all, the BC Lions haven't been able to finish their drives. They only have 4 points on the board. The Ticats have 10. We've got 2:36 to play, second quarter. Volpe met in the backfield, and what little yardage he did get, he got all himself. Joe Campbell spun him around and forced Volpe to leap over his own man to pick up maybe half a yard.
Play we'd seen earlier again with the trap play inside the Volpe. This time Joe Campbell, the outside defensive end, just beat the trap play upfield and created a disturbance back there that holds it to no gain.
2nd and 9. Ball is at the 20. Flutie with time. And he was looking for Jay Christensen, but it's incomplete. Flutie shaking his head. Can't understand what's gone wrong with the BC Lions tonight. Nothing wrong with the weather outside. You're looking at a live shot downtown Vancouver. And the large mushroom in the middle of your screen is BC Place Stadium. Louis Pasaglia now has to punt. And to punt the BC Lions out of trouble. Nick Mazzoli, the lone punt returner for the Hamilton Ticats, standing at his own 46. Good high spiral, fielded by Mazzoli at the midfield stripe. Mazzoli then forced out of play just shy of the 50-yard line by Chris Skinner, who used some of that excellent speed to get downfield and forced the speedy Mazzoli out of play. A 37-yard punt and an 8-yard return as Don McPherson comes onto the field to continue his fine job of directing the Hamilton Ticat offense. This is his first start in the CFL. He has had some playing time, but thrown in when most games were a lost cause, and he has done a very impressive job. The Ticats are 1st and 10 from the Lions 50. McPherson throws that one away. I don't think he intended to find anybody with that pass. Tony Logan was about the closest to it, but it was a good 15-yard over Logan's head.
Quite a smart play, though, as he sprints out and buys some time to sprint out to the corner to the left. He's trying to look at Tony Logan, but as he does, he sees Norman Jefferson has great coverage, and he's going to get sacked if he doesn't get rid of the ball, and they've got good contain up front on him, so all he does is rifle the ball away. Good sight and good division on the part of McPherson.
Good stats for the Ticats in terms of second down conversions. McPherson buries that one into the arms of Tony Champion. Very close to the first down. They had to get to the 40-yard line.
Trying to hit the soft spot in this zone with Tony Champion. He sprints out away from Tony, stops, throws back, where you get now Chris Major in a one-on-one situation, and Tony Champion comes up with a big catch.
Remember to stay with us for Live at the Half on CBC. We're going live to Winnipeg to have a conversation with the head coach of the Edmonton Eskimos, Ron Lancaster. His team facing a big game tomorrow against Winnipeg, especially if the BC Lions should lose this one. 3rd and inches for the Ticats. And they should have the first down. There have been 8 previous meetings in BC Place Stadium between the Ticats and the BC Lions. BC Lions have a big edge, 6-2, and have certainly dominated the Ticats over the past 10 years. They've won 15 of 22 games, and there's been one tie. So the Lions have got history on their side, but it's the Ticats who are writing history right now, leading 10-4 late in the second quarter. McPherson under pressure, scrambling for his life, gets the pass away to Wally Zatilny. And Zatilny close to the first down. Good effort by McPherson in eluding that rush.
Super athletic ability that time by McPherson. As the blitz comes up the middle, O.J. Brigance forces him outside, and as he forces him outside, you can see that McPherson is able to get his shoulders turned, looking downfield, and lob the ball out there to Zatilny, who picks up a big gain, make it 2nd and short now.
Just a little over a yard to go for the Ticats. The ball's at the 31. They give to Jamie Morris, and he does not have the first down, but a flag goes down. Face masking against the BC Lions. So that'll move the ball for the Hamilton Ticats.
Tough situation inside. Number 35, Paul Wetmore, the outside linebacker, is the guy that comes in, shuts it down, but a good grasp on that face mask. Had that in hand not been there, that was no gain.
The Acadia Axman grad should have known better there. He didn't need to go to the face mask to stop Jamie Morris on that play. And that moves the yardsticks down just over the 16-yard line. Where it is now 1st and 10 Ticats. They give to Morris. Morris gets down inside the 15-yard line before he's tripped up by Derek McCready. I would love to be in the dressing room at halftime when Obi talks to the BC Lions. I'm not sure that we could put much of it on television. Second and 8 for the Ticats. From just inside the 15. McPherson. He was looking for Nick Mazzoli, and he was throwing to a spot. He threw the ball before Mazzoli had made the cut, and he didn't miss by much.
It was a good read by McPherson on that. They had Pegway come in on a halfback blitz from the backside. It was a rhythm throw where Mazzoli was going to come down, break to the out, and the ball was released before Mazzoli made his cut, just outside his stretched hands.
So that will bring on Paul Osbaldiston. Try a field goal from the 22-yard line. It should be a chip shot for Ozzie, and it is. And so the Hamilton Ticats increase their total. They now lead the BC Lions 13-4, and we've got 50 seconds to play in the second quarter. That is not a picture of a happy head coach. BC Lions came home to the Dome following a very impressive win over Don Matthews and the Saskatchewan Roughriders last weekend. They thought they had momentum on their side, but as it turns out, it's the Hamilton Ticats who have had the momentum. 13-4 the score, less than a minute to play. 1st and 10 Lions from their own 35. Flutie to Skinner. Skinner crosses the 50-yard line, brought down at about the 51 by Todd Wiseman. That moves the yardsticks. 42 seconds remaining till halftime. Boy, what a difference a touchdown would make for the BC Lions going into the dressing room. Flutie to Trevathan. He crosses the midfield stripe. 34 seconds remaining till halftime.
That's a lot of time for a guy like Doug Flutie. He can make miracles happen. We've seen him do it a number of times in the past.
Few quarterbacks in the CFL use the clock as well as Flutie. 2nd and 6 from the midfield stripe. Flutie gets it away, complete to Ray Alexander. Ray Alexander, hands up. to Christensen, but he handed off forward. If he'd have handed off behind him, it would have been all right. But he handed off ahead of himself, and that's illegal. And Christensen is down, clutching his wrist or arm, as you can see. Matt Clark went out with a hand injury, so the BC Lion receiving
Offside
corps.
pass. BC. Time will start at snap of the ball. First down.
They call it an offside pass. Of course, it wasn't a pass, it was a handoff, but it was handed off ahead instead of behind.
Alexander coming over the middle. Hamilton in a deep zone, willing to give up that throw right there, just keeping him from getting into the end zone. And you can see Christensen takes the ball and they hand it off in front of it, which makes it an illegal forward pass or an illegal handoff in front. And the handoff is there. They're trying to make the catch and to continue the drive and pick up a little additional yardage. And Gary Wilson comes in, gives him the club over the top of the head just for good measure.
And Christensen went down hard on that right arm. And Christensen getting a big round of applause from the Lion faithful here at BC Place Stadium. They sold 45,000 tickets for this game tonight. It is 1st and 10 for the Lions from the Hamilton Ticat 30-yard line. 14 seconds remaining to play till halftime.
Doug Flutie taking a good look at this right now, hoping to catch the Hamilton defense in a zone coverage.
Fires one out to Volpe. Volpe couldn't hang on. It is intercepted and then fumbled. It was picked off by Maxwell, but Hamilton have recovered, and with only 2 seconds remaining till halftime, they have snuffed out another BC Lion drive.
Steve, have been tremendously impressed with Hamilton's defense. They're dropped back in a very deep zone, allowing them to throw the ball short to Volpe or Skinner or anyone else. But as Volpe comes up, he just does not concentrate and look the ball all the way into his hands. And the guy that does look it in is Vernon Maxwell, who comes up with a tremendously timely interception.
Timing is everything in sport, and there was a good example right there. Jackson coming up with that ball for the Hamilton Ticats, who are now content to kill off the clock. The gun goes to end the half here at BC Place Stadium, but we're looking for flags on the field, don't see any. Is the half over, or are we going to get another play in here? Looks as if they're going to do this one again. No time left on the clock, but what the heck. McPherson will drop to his knees again. Now the half is over, and the Ticats go into the dressing room with a surprising 13-4 lead.
Welcome to Live at the Half. Somebody in Vancouver forgot to give the Hamilton Tiger Cats the script, and it's a shocker so far, 13-4 after 30 minutes of football. But good news for Ron Lancaster and the Edmonton Eskimos, who will play Winnipeg tomorrow, still hoping to finish first. Ronnie joins us from Winnipeg, icy, snowbound Winnipeg. Your thoughts on that first half? I'm sure it warmed you up a bit.
Well, yeah, it's one of those football games that you get into that you need to jump on the team real early, and if you don't, you let them in the game, you make it awful tough on yourself. And Hamilton has a pretty darn good football team, and now they're playing with a little bit of enthusiasm because, you know, they see a chance to win, and when you have a chance to win, that's all you ask.
You're not counting on anything yet, though, Ron. I know you say the Lions are a second-half team.
Yeah, very much so. They have been all year, not only second half but fourth quarter. They've been a very dangerous football club late in a football game, so no, they'll get things straightened out a little bit.
Now, is there any truth to the rumor Esa Tikkanen's going to play for the Eskimos tomorrow? I understand the ice, the snow conditions are terrible in Winnipeg.
Well, I've seen a lot better. I've seen a lot of football fields in my time. This might have been the worst one that I'd seen today, but the field itself is just covered with snow. They should have that off of there. But the problem is the sidelines and the end zones are ice, and it's going to be a very tough situation. They've been working around the clock. They're doing a heck of a job, but they're battling something that might be too tough for them, the elements.
They're worried about getting it ready for November 24th in the Grey Cup, let alone tomorrow. But If the Lions come back tonight, how will that affect what you do and how you utilize your personnel tomorrow, Ron?
We'll talk about that tomorrow sometime. We haven't made any plans in that regard. We still believe that you play 18 games on a schedule, you get ready to play all 18 games. So we came down here with a game plan, and we're prepared to go out and execute it. We'll make our adjustments when we have to.
A lot of fans across the country wonder about the status of Blake Marshall as we look ahead to the playoffs.
Well, Blake didn't make the trip. He's home nice and warm in Edmonton, and we think that he should be ready to go the next time we play. So, you know, we like Blake in the lineup. He's an awful good football player. Michael Soul stepped in last week, did a great job, and we're looking for the same effort from Michael tomorrow.
I want to wish you good luck tomorrow, and I guess for Eskimo fans, they want some good luck tonight, so I guess keep your fingers crossed.
Well, all I care about is we're ready to play tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
All right, Ron Lancaster, the head coach of the Edmonton Eskimos. They will play the Blue Bombers in Winnipeg tomorrow. Right now, a shocker here, 13-4 Hamilton. Coming up next is Matt Dunnigan of the Toronto Argonauts. At the Cats, it's 13-4 Hamilton at the half at BC Place Stadium. Well, tomorrow afternoon on the CFL on CBC, the Ottawa Rough Riders meet the Toronto Argonauts, a game that does not affect the Eastern standings, but it's an important one for Matt Dunnigan. It's been another a season of injuries for Dunnigan, but he will get a chance to return tomorrow, trying to get back in playoff form. He spent some time with Scotto.
Chris, here in Toronto, the Argonauts are only hours away from wrapping up their regular schedule in a game against the Ottawa Rough Riders at Skydome. Now, the game means nothing with respect to the standings, but it means a whole lot to Argonaut quarterback Matt Dunnigan, who returns after 6 weeks on the injured list. And, Matt, you know ahead of time that you will see some action tomorrow in the second half.
Looking forward to the opportunity. It's been a while since I've been able to contribute to this football team, and to me, that's very exciting. And I just hope to go out there and continue with the flow of the game, what Ricky's established, and just try to get some type of rhythm going.
Adam Rita says that you'll start the second half tomorrow. Hasn't said yet what he intends to do in the East Final 2 weeks hence at Skydome. Would you like to give him something to think about?
It's not in my mind. I'd just like to get out there and get game ready, get used to the actual tempo of game speed now. Adams indicated to me that he'll probably go with this type of format throughout as long as we continue to win football games. And taking into consideration what's happened at this throughout the season this year, I can understand that. And like I said, I'm just willing to contribute when I get an opportunity.
And Matthew, you're a man of many different looks. I have to ask you, what gives with the latest haircut?
Well, this is a look of a man who just doesn't care anymore. I'm just, maybe it was the hair that was causing all the injuries, and that was pointed out to me by my father and my mother. And finally I gave in, and superstition got the best of me, and it's gone.
So you're trimmed and sleek and ready for action.
That's right. I'll just make sure I have a toque available for Winnipeg.
And you might need it there. Matthew, thanks for your time. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Scott.
All right, Chris, so once again at Skydome tomorrow, it's the Argonauts against the Ottawa Rough Riders. Game time on the CBC Network, 1:30 Eastern. Back to you, Chris.
All right, Scott, Matt Dunnigan's had more hairstyles than starting assignments this year, but we wish him well as he returns to action. Now, the CFL award finalists were named this week, and what a glittering showcase of talented players, hoping to add to their individual trophy cases. The finalists for CFL Outstanding Player are standards of passing and rushing excellence. Lions quarterback Doug Flutie has rewritten the CFL record book with a year unsurpassed in football history. While Winnipeg's Robert Mims has also been brilliant, Sunday he could surpass Willie Burton's single-year rushing record. The Outstanding Canadian Award is a matchup of power and finesse. Blake Marshall against Lance Chomick. Marshall, the Eskimo fullback, crashed to a record-tying 20 touchdowns this year. While Argonaut place kicker Chomick needs just 8 points Sunday for a new league scoring record. It's the battle of the Giants in a rematch in the offensive lineman category. Jim Mills against Chris Walby. Last year's winner was Lions' Behemoth Mills at 6'9", 280 pounds. Walby is 6'8", 290-pounder. Runner-up last year, he won the big prize in 1987. The top defensive player will be either Calgary's Will Johnson or Winnipeg's Greg Battle. Johnston of the Stampeders is a first-time nominee, and he leads the CFL in sacks with 14. Battle won the award last year. It's the Bomber linebacker's third straight nomination. Perhaps the best rookie matchup ever, John Volpe against Rocket Ismail. The Lion running back is third in CFL rushing, but nobody has reached the end zone more. And the Rocket is the CFL marquee player and combined yardage leader. The CFL Outstanding Player Awards, a final test for the league's best on CBC Thursday, November 21st, 9 local. Check local listings on the East Coast. 3 Lion finalists, but tonight it's the Hamilton Tiger Cats playing the starring roles. Who'd have thought 13-4 at the half? Let's go upstairs and join Steve Armitage and Dan Kepley.
Chris, you're right. Who would have thought? You know, before this game tonight, I think the BC Lions thought all they had to do was show up. The win and first place was theirs. Hamilton had other ideas. Are you surprised?
Somebody forgot to tell Hamilton all about this. I'm not surprised from the fact that I know that the way that, the style that John Gregory teaches out there. And these are some guys that play with tremendous pride, and that is what we're seeing right now. A first-half Hamilton team that is playing with a tremendous amount of enthusiasm and pride.
Now, the play of the half that you selected really typifies that Hamilton effort that they put forth in the first half here at BC Place Stadium.
A tremendous effort by Evere. At this time, you get a young rookie quarterback in McPherson coming out, reads the zone coverage, he hits the seam pattern, and Evere is right there, takes a tremendous shot by Belanger, able to hold on to the ball, and continues, and it keeps the drive alive for another big score that Jamie Morrison happened to get later on.
But let's not discount the BC Lions. They are a second-half football team and quite capable of putting a lot of points on the board very quickly.
I think realistically, Steve, the main thing is that the BC Lions have to realize that they just did not do any of the things that got them into first-place contention right now, and they will come back out, and Jack Flutie will do a great job in the second half.
We'll be back with the second-half kickoff in just a moment. Vancouver at night or day, a very pretty city on the west coast of Canada, and we are coast to coast with our coverage. Of course, it's early morning in some parts of Canada. If you're still watching, stay with us. We think we're going to have an entertaining second half. We certainly had a surprising first half. The Ticats leading the BC Lions 13-4 as we get set to kick off the second half here at BC Place Stadium. The BC Lions needing a win to clinch first place in the West. Wally Zatilli watches that one go out of play at the 20-yard line. Let's go down to Chris Guthrie.
Steve, I mentioned earlier the BC Lions, the least injured team in the CFL. That changed. Jay Christensen separated shoulder. Matt Clark fractured thumb. Both won't return. Bob Obilovich didn't rant and rave at the half, though. He said that wasn't the real Lion team that showed up in the first half, and they expect a better performance here.
Thanks for that injury update. Bad news indeed for the BC Lions, and that has really been the key, many feel, to the Lions' success this season, the fact that they have really played injury-free. Now, those are two critical injuries to Christensen and Matt Clark.
Certainly is going to affect the offense of the BC Lions, but again, Doug Flutie will be able to improvise and make the best of the bad situation.
Zatilli crosses the 45-yard line, brought down by Morris Smith, and the stats through 2 quarters of play.
First time half fairly even, except for the big thing right here, 2 turnovers by the BC Lions, which stuffed out some drives off their offensive plays.
First and 10 for the Ticats from their own 45-yard line. They lead 13-4. McPherson, the rookie quarterback, fires over the middle, and it's almost picked off. First of all, it was almost complete to Rocky DiPietro. Then it was almost picked off by Morris Smith. But a good throw once again from the rookie, Don McPherson.
Hamilton doing a great job, drop back pass, and it's keeping McPherson in a place where he is seeing the whole field rather than sprinting out to the corner, and he's eliminating the size of the field and making it easier for the BC defense to defend against.
Second and 10 from the 45. This time, the Lions sacked McPherson for the first time in a game. Stuart Hill, his 8th sack of the season. They finally penetrate the offensive wall of the Hamilton Ticats.
Great tandem with Stuart Hill and Bruce Holmes coming up the middle. McPherson coming out to the side, sprinting to the left, wants to throw the ball to the out. No chance at all. Stuart Hill having a great surge up the field.
And he certainly is one of the defensive keys for the BC Lions. If he is having a good game, 9 times out of 10, the BC Lions defense is playing well. Morris Smith still dancing around, looking for some running room. Flags go down as Smith goes down at the 37-yard line. Terry Wright downfield to make the tackle for the Tigers. A 43-yard kick. A 6-yard return.
I think we'll either get a clipping or possibly an illegal block on this punt return.
Illegal block, BC number 18. First down, BC.
Robin Belanger called for the illegal block.
Here's a look right there. As you can see, Belanger comes in and hits number 25, Knight, very definitely in the back. Nullifies a big return.
13:50 remaining to play third quarter.
Very important series right now for Doug Flutie to come out, make something happen.
1st and 10 Lions. Flutie buys time with a fake, fires over the middle, complete to Trevathan. Trevathan brought down just shy of the 50-yard line. A 22-yard gain for Mike Trevathan and the BC Lions.
Trevathan lined up as the second receiver inside. Flutie bootlegs away from him and then throws the ball back across the middle. Trevathan showing great concentration as he's able to scoop the ball up and get up very quickly and pick up some additional yardage.
They spot the ball at the 48. 1st and 10 Lions. Another good fake, and Flutie has some time. Now he's doing what he does best. He's scrambling. Using up an awful lot of field. Finally gets it away, and he was looking for Volpe, but I think Volpe and Flutie just simply ran out of steam. Flutie must have run a mile that time in trying to elude the Hamilton Ticat rush. Of course, that's a great way to tire out the Hamilton defense.
And that will work too. Flutie looking downfield, and this is what he does so great. As he spins, he still has his vision downfield, trying to find a receiver open. And these receivers are so much aware of Doug Flutie's potential and ability that they're working like crazy to try to get open. Finally, they just see that John Moulton was able to cut him off, run into the sideline, and able to nullify any kind of gain.
After all that, 2nd and 10 from the 48. This time a straight drop back. And it's complete to Ray Alexander. They spot the ball just inside the Ticat half. Gary Wilkerson was there covering on the veteran Ray Alexander, who earlier this evening set a club record for most receptions in a single season, surpassing Swerven Merv Fernandez.
Alexander does a good job of reading the zone coverage. Number 20, Wilkerson, is there. Wilkerson is a smart defensive player that he allows Alexander to come off the line just far enough to realize where he can come up, make the tackle, give him some yardage, let him make the catch, and still be able to make the tackle without causing a first down.
But it wasn't enough for the first down. That brings on Pasaglia and the chorus of Lou. Not one of Pasaglia's better punts in the dome. It goes out of play at the 27-yard line. So when we come back, the Ticats will have the ball. The Hamilton Ticat symbol is a snarling Ticat. The Ticats have indeed been snarling tonight. They lead the BC Lions 13-4 with 11:53 to play in the third quarter here at BC Place Stadium in Vancouver. 1st and 10. Don McPherson, the rookie quarterback, sprinting in and out of the arms of the intended receiver, Tony Logan. Norman Jefferson is covering on the play.
Here's an old play, just like a la Warren Moon from back in the old days. He comes out, he has great speed coming out from underneath the center, pushing to the corner, which buys him a lot of time to look downfield. Norman Jefferson does a great job as a defender to coming up to disable this thing from being completed.
Once again, statistics for the rookie. 2nd and 10. Gets the pass away, and it's complete to Rocky DiPietro. And DiPietro has the first down with about 6 yards to spare. They spot the ball at the 49-yard line.
McPherson showed a lot of composure at times as he sprinted out. Stuart Hill got upfield to contain him very quickly, and McPherson's initial reaction was try to run upfield, but as he took one step up, he was able to catch Rocky DiPietro wide over the middle.
They give to Jamie Morris. Morris has a hole. And Morris, once again, picks up the first down. Morris Smith trips him up just shy of the BC Lions' 50-yard line.
Big play back inside with Morris running the trap play behind Miles Garrell. Now that is a load that you're running behind, and he makes a great cut inside, getting good blocking downfield. That play has been successful for him about 3 times in the course of this game.
Morris winning the battle of the running backs, and who would have thought that coming into this game? McPherson almost picked off by Belanger, who lunged at the last second, trying to get his hands on the ball. That wasn't one of McPherson's better passes of the evening.
What the Hamilton offense has done is because they've had great success as far as throwing the ball downfield and catching BC playing a very vanilla kind of zone defense, they've made them start to do blitzes with either their linebackers and their halfbacks.
2nd and 10. McPherson complete to Rocky DiPietro. And it was only the fact that DiPietro was off balance when he caught the pass that he wasn't able to turn and pick up a lot more yardage. He went out of bounds, and they mark it out at about the 38, 39-yard line.
Great drop back, and he's running the out. Morris Smith makes the cardinal sin. If you're going to cut underneath Rocky DiPietro or any other receiver, you've got to get your hands on the ball. Rocky showed great concentration in watching that, looking that ball in.
And will this be the last season for the 14-year veteran, Rocky DiPietro? McPherson going long. Oh! Should have been an interception for Belanger. He was all alone. Watch this. He'll be kicking himself about this one.
Big heat up front by Keith Powell right in his face as he throws the ball. And there's got to be some miscommunication downfield because the only guy close to it was Robin Belanger.
A case of wooden hands. 2nd and 10. McPherson just dumps it over the onrushing BC Lions. There was nobody within 15 yards of the ball. Bob Obilovich says to McPherson, "You got away with one there." But again, the rookie showing great promise. Of course, we keep calling him a rookie. We forget that he spent 3 years in the NFL with Houston and Philadelphia after a great career at Syracuse. A 41-yard field goal attempt from Paul Osbaldiston, and it is good. And that makes it 16-4, favor the Hamilton Ticats over the BC Lions. Remember, this is a 2-15 club that is doing this to the first place BC Lions. Let's go down the sidelines and Chris Cuthbert.
Bad news, Steve, on the scoreboard and on the bench. Here's Jay Christensen, separated shoulder. Jay, what happened?
It was kind of on a funny play. They threw the ball to Ray underneath, and he was being held up by 2 guys, so he handed me the ball. I took it, and as I was spun around my left to start running, a guy hit me pretty high up in the shoulders, took my feet out, and we both landed right on the tip of my shoulder and just kind of separated the collarbone from the shoulder bone.
Is that the season?
I hope not. I've heard anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 weeks. Right now it's pretty sore, but I think we're going to have to wait for the next day or 2 to see how it calms down once the swelling's gone away, see where we stand.
Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Jay Christensen, now back up to Steve.
Thank you, Chris. Bad news for Jay and the BC Lions and that man, Bob Obilovich. And speaking of the walking wounded, Gord Johnson, a CFL supervisor of officials, is in hospital in Winnipeg tonight watching this game. He has a broken leg. The officiating team in Vancouver this evening wishes Gord a speedy recovery. And that goes from us, too. Osbaldiston getting ready to kick off. Smith and Darren Flutie deep to receive. Darren Flutie at the 30. Tripped up at the 35-yard line. John Seidel there to make the tackle for the Ticats. A 65-yard kick and a 28-yard return. So once again, Doug Flutie and the BC Lions will go to work. 16 of 24 for 187 yards. Good numbers for most quarterbacks, but certainly not exceptional numbers for Doug Flutie.
Definitely not exceptional and not acceptable numbers for Doug Flutie, particularly with 2 big interceptions.
1st and 10 Lions from the 38. Complete to Ray Alexander. And Alexander, with good second effort, powers his way down to the 51-yard line. Forrest Irvin was simply hanging on. At that time, Alexander used his 6'5+ height to bring that one down. A 21-yard gain.
Doug Flutie caused him to use that 6'5" height also as he comes off, pushes off of Irvin, and the ball's thrown high. And Alexander shows why he's one of the leading receivers of the BC Lions. Goes up high, brings it down. Big first down, and again, very crucial time for right now for Doug Flutie to continue this drive.
Volpe, as a whole, bounces off a couple of would-be tacklers and fights his way down to the 40-yard line. That should move the yardsticks. Vernon Maxwell in on the stop for the Ticats. 7:53 to play.
Easy play inside, straight, just draw handoff to Volpe. Nobody's blocking on Gifto there. He misses the tackle, and this guy, Volpe, has so much determination, and he picks up a big gain, makes it 2nd and short.
And what better way to pick up the short yardage and keep it yourself, and that's what Doug Flutie decided to do, call his own number. And that will indeed move the yardsticks. Not a happy head coach by any means. Injuries and the fact that his club is trailing 16-4, and Bob Obilovich is not smiling much in this one. Flutie pitches to Volpe. The Ticats close out. Volpe then back to Flutie. Flutie under a lot of pressure kicks it away. And it falls incomplete. That was underhand sidearm. He has about 5 different ways of throwing the ball, and he combined 2 of them there.
See, we were talking about earlier about the Flutie to Flutie combination playing in the backyard. It almost looks like those kind of plays there, and now they're getting Volpe involved in this. Running an option play down the line, and again, here is number 92. That is, Maxwell Vernon does a great job of shutting it off. Volpe laterals back, and Flutie does what he tries to do best, and that's improvise and make something out of nothing.
And that makes it 2nd and 10. From the 37. Straight drop back this time. Complete to Volpe. Volpe has the first down inside the 25-yard line. Vernon Maxwell over to make the stop.
I think that Doug Flutie's done well all night long, but also the Hamilton defense has done well. They played good zone coverage. As Flutie drops back, he looks downfield. That Hamilton defense has dropped back 10 to 12 yards deep, and they force it to dump it off to John Volpe to the sideline. And as they do, that defense reacts up. Volpe does a good job of picking up the first down.
1st and 10 Lions from the Ticats 21. A lot of movement at the line of scrimmage. Volpe under pressure and is dropped for a loss. John Moten and Tim Jackson read that well, and it was Tim Jackson who put the stop on Volpe deep in the Lions backfield, but there are 2 flags down. Let's get the call from Ken Lazaruk.
Woody, come here. Did he go over?
Yeah, he broke it. He went over on scrimmage. Yeah.
think they're concentrating now of whether Chris Skinner, when he came out of the backfield in that waggle motion, actually went over the line of scrimmage and then came back.
No infraction on the play. It'll be second down DC.
All that to determine that there was indeed no infraction. So it'll be second down, and with the 5-yard loss, make it 2nd and 15. The ball is at the 28-yard line. Looking for his brother Darren Flutie, but he got a floater away. It sort of got away from him. It's incomplete. BC Lions owner Murray Pezim, usually a man who is very emotional, and most times in the game, obviously, he realizes his team in a bit of trouble. And again, Bob Obilovich, Lions head coach, having words with the officials. Isn't it strange when a team is struggling? The coaches yell at the officials. A 35-yard field goal from Louis Pasaglia, and the BC Lions put 3 points on the board.
One big hit on Ken Avrera in the first half, but more than one injury to report. Ken, how are you?
Pretty sore. I broke my nose, banged up my shoulder, gonna get x-rays, and hopefully it'll be okay, and the offseason will be a little more enjoyable.
Now you got a wet back, but Don Cherry's proud of you.
Good.
Upstairs.
That's a great comment. Ken Avrera, a night he'll remember for a while. The BC Lions try the short kickoff, and it works. Mike Trevathan getting underneath it and pulling it down to give BC Lions possession. I said to you in the break, Dan, that the BC Lions needed a turnover, a big play to get some momentum going. They did it right there.
They must have heard you had the mic on you, because Hamilton absolutely went to sleep on that pooch kick by Louis Pasaglia, who does it as good as anybody in the business. And number 77, Trevathan, is able to come down there, field the ball very cleanly, and if he had kept his feet, been able to continue running.
So the Lions get possession, 1st and 10 from their own 54. To Darren Flutie, he has the first down, and then is forced out of bounds just inside the 40-yard line. Bobby Dawson covering on the play.
Very innocent out pattern to Flutie here. The one thing that you don't see is Chris Irving there has to break down and make that tackle, wrap up around him, and not allow Flutie to pick up any additional yardage.
Just like his brother, he's a very slippery customer when it comes to stopping his momentum. 1st and 10 Lions from the 39. Intended receiver Ray Alexander, at that time being 6'5", didn't help. He couldn't pull that one in. Of course, Irvin defending on the play. And it looks as if Alexander may have hurt his left leg. They can ill afford to lose any more receivers.
Flutie thought he read a zone coverage out there. Again, they fool him and get into a man coverage, and Corus Irvin comes up and lays the smack on Alexander and says, don't bring that weak stuff over on this side.
2nd and 10. This time, Flutie sprinting left. And almost picked off by Gary Wilkerson. He read it well, but couldn't hang on to that pass from Doug Flutie.
Flutie does a good job of getting outside, now looking downfield to Trevathan, and as he tries to throw the ball, he just, again, Gary Wilson does a great job of breaking on the ball. I looked at Ray Alexander away from the play on the backside, and he barely came off the line of scrimmage, so they had to take a very serious look at him on the sideline.
A 46-yard field goal attempt from Louis Pasaglia, and it is wide, and the Ticats elect to run it out. Todd Wiseman gets to the 12-yard line. So when we come back, the Ticats will have the ball. They have the lead. You're looking live at Vancouver, down onto the Dome. A cool, clear November evening in British Columbia. Inside, the action has been hot and heavy, and most of it favoring the Hamilton Ticats.
Very big important point right now, Steve, is that this BC defense has to realize their offense is sputtering. Flutie is not on his mark tonight. So what they have to do is come up again with a big play, a big turnover, create some offense of their own.
1st and 10 for the Ticats from the 12. They give to Jamie Morris. Finds a bit of a hole. Picks up 3 or 4 yards. Paul Wetmore was there to make the tackle for the Lions.
Without a doubt, it'd be a tremendous boost to the BC offense once they get the ball back. If the BC defense can hold Hamilton here, force them to kick, get excellent field position on 1st and 10.
Second down. McPherson puts it up, and it goes off the arm of Chris Major, well over the head of the intended receiver, Tony Champion. So that was too big of a hole for the rookie quarterback to dig himself out of. And Paulus Balliston will now try to kick the Ticats out of the hole. But the BC Lions defense had done their job.
Done exactly what they need to do. Now it's a part of the third part of the total defense or the total team concept. The specialty teams have to come through and come up with a big play right now.
Trevathan and Smith set to receive a good high spiral from Osbaldiston. Taken by Smith. Reverses his field, looking for some running room. He may have found some. And it's Paul Osbaldiston, the punter, who forces Smith out at the 32-yard line. The defense did their job, and the specialty teams did theirs.
Smith does a great job right here of eluding 2 tackles while he still is one, and then giving ground to get to the wall and allow people to get angles on the blocks. Here you see number 37. There is Donald Miller, the new linebacker, coming back, picking up a block, and this is a big play for the BC offense right now, starting off with Flutie, 1st and 10 on the 29.
And one of the officials has been injured and is receiving treatment. Here's the hit on the official, Ross Hutchinson.
That's Donald Miller, who was just signed this year from the Seattle Seahawks. He's 6'2", 235, and I'm sure that official, Miller, is not used to being hit like that.
Ross Hutchinson obviously shaken up. And just like a good athlete, wants to get back into the action. Jonesy says he's all right. He'll be back in. He's staying on the sidelines right now, so they're an official short. It's 1st and 10 Lions. Flutie. Passing complete to Skinner, and Skinner dropped just shy of the 25-yard line. John Moten there to make the stop on Skinner.
Play that Doug Flutie has set up earlier, counter dive inside that he bootlegs back around to the left and tries to throw the out. This time he holds up, tries to throw a little dump shovel pass or screen pass inside to Chris Skinner, but John Moten's not having anything to do with that.
A gain of 3, 2nd and 7 from the 25. Flutie in the shotgun. Flutie going long, Trevathan in position, but unable to come up with the catch. He dove at the last minute, but it was just overthrown. Tim Jackson defending on the play for the Ticats and forcing Trevathan to dive at the last minute.
The ideal coverage, exactly what Flutie wants, man for man. The free safety sitting back there. He gets Trevathan one-on-one against Jackson and just not able to get it out there where he's able to make the reception. Trevathan makes a great effort of stretching out, trying to make that a completion.
So it's now 3rd and 7, and once again, the man who's accounted for all the Lions' points tonight goes to work again. A 32-yard field goal attempt from Louis Pasaglia. This one is good. So the BC Lions now have 10 points to their credit, but they still trail the Hamilton Ticats by 6. 16-10 with 1:17 remaining to play in the 3rd quarter. Again, the biggest single problem with the BC Lions, their inability to complete the drives. Let's go down to Chris.
Steve, it's been a tough night for slot backs. Here's Matt Clark. Matt, what happened to the thumb, and is it season ending?
I guess I took a helmet on the thumb. I'm not really sure. I can't really recall, but yeah, they say it's a possible fracture. I'll have to go in tomorrow morning for x-rays, so we'll find out tomorrow.
Good luck with that.
Thanks.
Matt Clark, now to Steve.
Thanks, Chris. This is Jamie Morris. And Morris gets up to the 43-yard line before he's brought down by Ken Petway. That'll be a gain of about 8. So 2nd and 2 for Jamie Morris and the Ticats, and they bring on the heavy artillery.
Good toss play outside, and what Morris has done, again, utilizing that speed that he has to cut back across the grain to take advantage of the speed of the BC defense in pursuit. He cuts back across where Wetmore and also Bruce Holmes was outside of him.
Morris leading the rushing derby, and adds to that total there. You have to get across the 45-yard line for the first down as the short yardage team come off the field, having done their job. First and 10, Hamilton, the ball just over the 45-yard line. The closing seconds of the 3rd quarter, Ticats lead 16-10. McPherson under pressure, gets the pass away, and this time the flag will go down. Intentional grounding. McPherson had little choice that time, but a veteran quarterback might have hung on. Keith Powell does the job for the BC Lions.
Grounding the ball, 16 Hamilton, 2nd down.
That's what it was, intentional grounding.
See the pressure coming from the bottom of your screen. That's Powell. He's got a good grasp on McPherson, and at this point, he should show the lack of experience as far as just dumping that ball down in front of a lot of offensive linemen. Again, sometimes it's just best to eat it and then come back and regroup and make it 2nd and long.
2nd and long it is. McPherson airs it out. Petway and Belanger, the BC Lions, were closest to that one. It was intended for Tony Logan. And there goes the gun to end 3 quarters of play here at BC Place Stadium. The Ticats continue to lead the Lions. Welcome back to BC Place Stadium in Vancouver. Steve Armitage along with Dan Kempley in the booth. Chris Cuthbert is down on the sidelines. A good morning to those of you that have stayed up to watch this game in Eastern Canada. Stay with us. This could be a typical BC Lion finish. Exciting down to the last seconds. BC trailing 16-10. Osbaldiston gets the kick away just in time. Morris Smith inside the 40, looking for running room. Reverses his field. He's going nowhere. Good downfield pursuit by the Hamilton Ticats specialty teams. Terry Wright leading the tacklers downfield to make the stop. A 40-yard punt and a -5 return. Chris, what have you got for us?
Steve, Chris Skinner is a self-confessed Trekkie, and he has a special nickname for Doug Flutie. He calls him Kirk because he says no matter what the odds, somehow Doug Flutie or Kirk finds a way, and I think with the 4th quarter just starting, it's time for some enterprising offense from the Lions.
Well, we'll see if Captain Kirk, alias Doug Flutie, lives up to that reputation. Remember, Ronnie Lancaster told us on Live at the Half from Winnipeg that the BC Lions were a 4th quarter team. Let's see if they are indeed. Flutie, complete to Trevathan. Trevathan to the 40-yard line. Gary Wilkerson there to make the tackle on the Montana grad. There's a former BC Lion quarterback, Joe Pow helping to call the plays from the booth. At one point, he held the record for the most touchdowns in a single season, set in 1981 of 27. Of course, since surpassed by that man, the present BC Lion quarterback, Doug Flutie. 2nd and 4 for the Lions from the 40. Flutie gets the pass away, in and out of the hands of Mike Trevathan. And that would have given the BC Lions a big lift and a big first down, but it wasn't to be. So again, the Lions offense simply runs out of gas.
Bailey coming off the right side there. It's pretty rough up front. But you can see Rocco Romano doing a good job of keeping him away. He has been a very big part of why Doug Flutie's had time to throw the ball.
And once again, Louis Pasaglia has to go to work. Nick Mazzoli, the lone punt returner, long count. Pasaglia in trouble, and the Ticats are going to take over at the 25-yard line. Paul Bushy getting in on top of Louis Pasaglia. Now, I don't know whether Pasaglia meant to fake that and look for somebody to pass to, or whether the Ticat rush was just too good.
What you can see right here on your screen, they're coming all out for this. This is an all-out rush. Louis senses that and pulls it down. And again, here is Knight and that's right in there. And Bushy making a big play and converting a big turnover.
1st and 10 Ticats. They give to Morris. Morris tripped up at the 25. I still think Pasaglia had time to kick that if he had so desired, but I think he hesitated, thinking he might be able to get the pass away, and that hesitation cost him.
Take it in, out! Take it in!
Ticats. 2nd and 7 from the BC 23-yard line. Quick pass and a good catch to Lee Knight. Knight down inside the 10-yard line. Belanger there to make the stop. Boy, a touchdown here would take a lot of steam out of the BC Lions. Not that they've got much left.
McPherson showing a lot of enthusiasm after that completion. That is one of the very crucial part of the John Gregory offense, is reading the hot, reading the blitz from either the outside linebacker or the halfback, and being able to dump it off very quickly, and he was very successful there.
That was one thing that John Gregory said he was doing with the Hamilton Ticat offense. One of the big changes he had made since coming from Saskatchewan to Hamilton was putting that kind of play into the Ticats repertoire. It is now 1st and goal to go. The ball at the 9-yard line. McPherson puts it up. He's got a man open. The veteran Rocky DiPietro was open, but he couldn't hang on. The ball was just overthrown a tad.
Rocky from his inside slot, the sprint out throwback to the post corner. He gets a little pick there by Logan, and he's just on the outside of the stretched hands. Rocky working one-on-one against number 8, Kenny Petley.
2nd and goal to go from the 9. McPherson again puts it up. Mazzoli! Touchdown! And the 45,000 plus here at BC Place Stadium tonight, silent. They cannot believe what has happened to their BC Lions.
It comes down to basics here. McPherson shows great poise in laying the ball up, but as he lays the ball up, it is free game. And right now, Chris Major allowed Mazzoli to come over top and go up and catch the ball. And this is the thing where you both have to go up as a defensive player to make an effort. You got a very happy quarterback and a tremendous happy receiver right there.
And Paul Osbaldiston is good with the point after. So the Hamilton Ticats continue their domination of the BC Lions.
Hi, Mom and Dad. I like this. Sue, how you doing?
The Dome here in Vancouver, pulling back to reveal BC Place Stadium which has not been a very happy place for the BC Lions tonight.
Wally, I got your ball.
And the man of the moment, Nick Mazzoli. And don't forget the Eastern semifinal, the Western semifinal, both on CBC television. Join us next week. Check the local listings for the time in your area.
I got your ball, okay? I'll get it to you on Monday.
Nick Mazzoli, who played his university football not too far from BC Place Stadium. Simon Fraser has come back home with the Hamilton Ticats, and that touchdown makes it 23-10, favor the Tabbies. Darren Flutie. And he crosses the 30-yard line, gets to about the 32. Paul Bushy downfield to make the tackle for the Ticats. And once again, Doug Flutie will try and get some sustained offense going for the BC Lions. Remember, in the first quarter, early in the first quarter, he put a drive together almost 5 minutes. But since that time, the BC Lions offense has come up ice cold on a night when they needed to be red hot. 11:40 to play. Fourth quarter. Ticats lead 23-10. BC had the ball first and 10 on their own 32. Flutie somehow got out of that one. That's pure Flutie magic. And then he completes the pass and gets the first down to Ray Alexander. How did he do that? Cora Zervin defending on the play. That is pure Doug Flutie.
As I talked about in the onset of the show, that Doug Flutie makes you as a defensive team become disciplined. When this type happens and he starts to scramble around, whether you're in man or zone, you have to lock up with somebody in that area. Make sure that you take care of that man first. Allow Doug Flutie to have to run the ball. Once he crosses the line of scrimmage, then release your guy and come up. Doug Flutie may not hurt you by running the ball nearly as much as a long pass.
Skinner with some room. And is brought down at the 47-yard line. That last reception by Ray Alexander, his 100th of the season.
Really does a good job again. The Hamilton defense is not giving him anything down the field. Good deep drops by the zone, by the linebackers and the halfbacks out there, allowing the running backs to just flare outside, and Flutie has to dump it off, and those defenders are going to react up to it to stop it for a very little gain.
10:13 to play, fourth quarter, 23-10. Ticats lead. Flutie sets that one up well. Volpe had to get across the midfield stripe for the first down. Flag is down. Looks like it's against the BC Lions. Holding.
Because Volpe came out of the backfield. Doug Flutie just kind of sprinted out, read the zone pass, dumped it off, and we may get the call here in a minute, but Ray Alexander tried to come back from his wide out position to throw a block to spring him, and they may have called him for either a clip.
Legal block, BC number 88, second down repeated.
Good read, Coach. That's exactly what they called him for.
But when you're standing in the middle as a linebacker, you're used to those receivers coming around to you and hitting you from all different angles. Not a very big heads-up play right there by Ray Alexander. Should have let that one go.
And a page in the history book for Ray Alexander. From the shotgun. Flutie again to Alexander. And that's a big first down for the BC Lions. Tim Jackson there to make the stop on Alexander, who has been the BC Lions' most effective receiver tonight.
Playing the zone coverage, Wilkinson comes out, gets a good jam, but the linebackers are not getting a good enough drop, and they're set down fairly shallow, and there is Wiseman, the safety, comes in, and Ray Alexander reads it very well, and they're able to pick up a big gain.
109 yards on the night for Ray Alexander. Flutie firing outside for his brother. He managed to get a hand on it, but couldn't bring it in. And again, you couldn't fault Darren on that one.
Steve, you called me coach a little earlier, but I wouldn't make a very good coach because I would be anticipating that Hamilton would play fairly conservative right now, playing in a zone coverage, but they came with a halfback blitz of Bobby Dawson. That leaves Wiseman, the safety, to come up and cover the inside receiver being Flutie, and he does a very good job. The throw was high.
2nd and 10 for Doug Flutie and the Lions from the 51. Flutie has the time, and that time it's complete to his brother Darren inside the 30-yard line. Bobby Dawson made the stop on Darren Flutie.
Good job by Flutie. This is the same identical pattern that Ray Alexander caught last time. They caught him in a zone between the linebackers and the secondary guys. Darren Flutie is able to work in there. The big thing is that offensive line up front of the BC Lions is giving Flutie enough time to be able to go through 1, 2, or 3 receivers to find the guy open.
They spot the ball just inside the 30. 8:09 to play, 4th quarter. Volpe looking for a hole. Comes up just shy of the 25-yard line. Remember, Volpe still looking for that touchdown that will put him into the record books with the most touchdowns in a single season. Right now he's tied with 3 others with 20. But he hasn't had an opportunity tonight to do that for the BC Lions. 2nd and 6. Flutie going long. Don't go away, folks. The Fluties can make a game out of this yet.
Double coverage here. Doug Flutie showing great touch as he threads the ball in between Bobby Dawson and number 92, Vernon Maxwell.
Doug Flutie to Darren Flutie, and the BC Lions are back in this one. It is 23-17 with 7:28 to play in the 4th quarter. Providing that Doug Flutie stays with the BC Lions, it's a combination we should get used to seeing. Doug Flutie to his brother Darren.
Great throw in this case, but the big thing is here is number 92, Vernon Maxwell. If he has a double coverage on Flutie, Darren Flutie that is, to get back there and help Bobby Dawson, the halfback, and so that it makes it an even tougher throw. It was a tougher throw as it looked, but again, Doug Flutie made a great effort, and you saw a good catch by Darren Flutie.
Lots of time left for the BC Lions, who need a win to clinch first place in the West. Satulnik. And he is stopped at the 40-yard line by Ryan Hansen. So Don McPherson and the Hamilton Ticats will have pretty good field position. Murray Peasant, BC Lions owner, hard at work signing those Lions paws. Don't forget, we've got more CFL action for you tomorrow. The Ottawa Rough Riders in the Skydome against the Argos. That's a 1:30 start, Eastern Standard Time. Don Whitman, Joe Galat, and Scott Oak go to work. McPherson puts it up. Incomplete. He was looking for Mazzoli, who caught the touchdown. He put the Ticats up 23-10. At that time, he couldn't hang on.
But here, Stu Hill right in McPherson's face, and maybe that forced him to throw that ball a little quicker than he wanted to. Obviously, the big situation right now is for this BC defense to come up with a turnover or stop him here and make him punt.
Still pretty good stats for the rookie. McPherson puts it up, and a great play. Fine defensive effort by Chris Major. in getting over to knock that pass away. Good last-second move by Major.
Stu Hill coming inside here. He's not picked up very well. Does a good arm technique. Number 8 is also there. Ken Petway coming from his halfback position. They're coming with a blitz there, and he forces McPherson to throw the ball way ahead of when he wants to.
And that brings on Osbaldiston to punt the ball away. Smith allows it to bounce in front of him. Now scoops it up. Looking for running room on the outside. Still on his feet. And finally brought down at the 30-yard line. So when we come back, once again, Doug Flutie and the BC Lions offense will have the ball. The building bathed in green light off in the distance. Vancouver City Hall, Cambie Street Bridge, bringing us back to BC Place Stadium and the Dome. Inside, the BC Lions have the ball. They trail Hamilton 23-17 with 6:23 to play. Remember, the last time they had it, it resulted in a major score, their first of the football game. Can they do it again and tie this game up?
That last drive took over 4 minutes and he ran it down the field, and if that's the case right now, with 6:23 left to go, it could seem like a lifetime out there for that Hamilton defense.
First and 10 Lions from the 30. Flutie to a wide open Ray Alexander. There was nobody within 5 yards of Alexander. Bobby Dawson finally got to him and brought him down. I think Alexander was surprised that he was that wide open.
Turns out it's Alexander. He reads the zone very well. Number 92, Vernon Maxwell, barely got about a 3 or 4 yard drop, and that allowed Alexander to find a wide open space to pick up a big first down.
First and 10 Lions, now from their own 48. Flutie up into the pocket. Alexander open, but Alexander was falling down to his knees, and he couldn't recover to get back to the ball quick enough. Got a piece of it, but couldn't hang on.
Doug got the kind of coverage that he wanted for that particular pattern, a man-to-man coverage. Tim Jackson coming on the halfback blades.
Ray Alexander now only 9 behind Pitts of the Calgary Stampeders. Receiving this year. Alexander has had an outstanding night tonight. Over 100 yards in reception. Flutie is going to be sacked. And once again, the Hamilton Ticat defense have risen to the occasion. That time it was Jeff Fields who got in there on top of Doug Flutie and stops the drive cold.
Fields does a good job. The reason that Flutie had to pull it down is the coverage sack. The back end of the Hamilton defense made absolutely perfect zone coverage. No one open. Flutie had to pull it down and eat it.
Louis Pasacchia in a punting situation. Remember the last time, or a couple of times ago, he tried to punt and backfired. Not this time. He gets the kick away. Bouncing around, the 25, scooped up by Mazzoli, and Mazzoli stopped at about the 22 or 23-yard line by Ryan Hansen. A 47-yard punt, and a 1-yard return from the rookie Mazzoli. So now, can the BC Lions defense once again rise to the occasion?
A lot of strategy taking place out there right now. A lot of chess moves. McPherson and the Hamilton offense have not had a great success running the ball and trying to kill that clock against the BC defense.
First and 10 from the 23. They give to Morris. Morris looking for running room on the outside. He's not going to get it. Belanger was there to make the stop. A loss of about a half a yard.
Just a handoff inside to Morris. Nothing. Everything is shut up. It makes him have to bounce it outside, and there's where you get the good pursuit by the safety, Belanger.
2nd and 11 for the Ticats. From the 22. McPherson with lots of room in front of him. We know he can run. Can he get to the first down marker? He comes up shy. Morris Smith is able to pull him down shy of the marker. Ticats calling for a face mask infringement, but no flags down on the field. Mike Kerrigan taps McPherson on the shoulder. And that brings on Paulus Balderson. So the BC Lions defense did indeed do their job, forcing Hamilton to punt it away. 3:37 to play. Clock is running. Smith eludes the initial tackles, gets a couple of blocks, finds a hole, still on his feet, still going, finally forced out of bounds inside the 40-yard line by Terry Wright. But boy, does that ever give the BC Lions excellent field position. A 36-yard punt and a 26-yard return from that man, Morris Smith. That's the kind of field position that a quarterback likes to work with.
Great effort by Smith. The one thing he did was make sure that he fielded the punt. And then he had to run about 35 yards to get behind the wall on the right-hand side. And the BC wall was set there, and he made a great individual effort. This is a scary situation where you get Doug Flutie 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line.
Just over 3 minutes to play. Flutie fires, complete to Ray Alexander. Alexander should have the first down depending on where they mark it. Peter Giftopoulos there to make the stop for the Ticats. When we come back, the Lions will continue their drive. 2:55 to play. Hamilton leading the BC Lions 23-17. The fans here at BC Place Stadium anticipating a great finish, and so is that man. He's got the glasses on his team. Lions owner, they call him the Pez, Murray Pezham. 1st and 10 Lions. The ball at the 29-yard line. 2:44 to play. The clock is running. Flutie back. Pass is complete to Ray Alexander. What a catch by Alexander. Horace Irvin brings him down. A superb effort by Alexander to hang on to that one.
Ray's having an absolute field day. Doug Flutie straight drop back, reads the man coverage, and Ray Alexander is wide open over the middle. They have run Todd Wiseman, the safety, out of there covering a back, and it leaves nothing but pasture for Ray Alexander to operate in.
And that moves it down to the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 Lions. Flutie tries the quarterback draw. No room there. Running outside now. And is brought down by Todd Wiseman, the former BC Lion, getting to Doug Flutie that time. And he loses about 1.5 yards on the play.
Todd Wiseman came in there. Flutie's trying to come up on that quarterback draw, but he's got good pursuit up front by that Hamilton defense. And here you see the safety is right up on the line of scrimmage. This is one of the reasons why Todd Wiseman had 79 or 80 tackles coming into this game.
2nd and 11 now for the Lions. The ball's at the 16. 2 minutes to play, 4th quarter. Quick pass. And that time, it was intended for Remy Trudell. And Trudell was not Ray Alexander. He couldn't go high enough to pull that one down.
Steve, it's 2nd and 11 here, and I am really impressed. The Hamilton, they're coming all out. That was a halfback blitz right there. They are playing gambling-style defense and forcing the BC Lions to do things that they're not prepared for right now. There's no conservative defensive play going on.
Okay, Coach, what do you do here if you're Bob Obilovich?
Look to Ray Alexander on the curl pattern somewhere over the middle.
This could be the play of the game. 3rd and 11 from the 16. Lots of time. Flutie under pressure. He's going down. Yes, the Tigers with the sack. Rommel Andrews getting in there to pull Flutie down. The Lions lose possession. The 5th sack of the year, and I don't think they'll come any bigger than Mr. Andrews in that one.
This is why they didn't. The Hamilton defense lined up across the board and jammed every one of the BC receivers and did not allow them off the line of scrimmage. A little bit of a grab and a little bit of a cloth there, but as I said, no blood, no foul, and it doesn't count in this case.
1 minute and 47 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock as Flutie gets in the grasp of Andrews. Andrews not letting go. Now can Hamilton kill the clock? Morris, the ball carrier. Flags are down. Face masking against the BC Lions. Obilovich can't be happy with that.
Undoubtedly a very costly penalty right now because they had that trap play shut down for nothing.
They spot the ball at the 40-yard line. O.J. Brigance guilty of the face masking call at the wrong time for the BC Lions. 1st and 10 Ticats from their own 40. 1:42 to play. Morris up the middle. 2-3 yards. BC Lions need a turnover in the worst possible way. Many of the fans are leaving BC Place Stadium. I can't believe they do that at this time. If the BC Lions defense can stop the Ticats, maybe the Magic Man can work his magic one more time. Doug Flutie, conversation with his head coach, wondering, will they get the ball back? Will the offense get a chance to go to work again? Clock is running. 1:25. 2nd and 6. McPherson, the pass is blocked. A tremendous effort by Bruce Holmes in getting in on top of McPherson to block that pass.
Really questionable call here. Bruce Holmes comes in from the left side, outside linebacker, unblocked, gets up in McPherson's face. They took Jamie Morris, the fullback, out right before that play and put in number 33, Paul Bushy, hopefully for blocking skills, and they sent Bushy to the left side and left again. Here it was Bruce Holmes wide open.
So it looks as if the BC Lions are going to get that opportunity on offense. Osbaldiston on the punt. 1:18 to play, 4th quarter. Ticats lead 23-17. Smith can hang on. Ticats have recovered. A huge turnover that may have snuffed out the BC Lions' chances of finishing first in the West for the 7th time since 1954. Smith could not hang on, and as a result, the Ticats recover.
Smith did not judge that ball very well. You can't catch that ball in your hands way away from your body. He had enough time to maneuver his feet up underneath him. The one thing that he had to make sure of was the grasp and the reception on that play.
2 things that he didn't do, and as a result, the Hamilton Ticats take over with 1:13 to play in the 4th quarter and leading by an unconverted touchdown.
Basically, Steve, it's a shame to see an effort like that because the previous 2 punt returns, he was instrumental in getting automatic great field position for the BC offense.
The referees are in a huddle. There were no flags on the play. There's a delay here because some of the fans have come onto the field, so that's holding things up for the time being, much to the consternation of Bob Obilovich and the Lions coaching staff, and John Gregory and his staff can only wait till we get play underway again. 1:13 to play. Hamilton have the ball, 1st and 10 at the Lions' 36-yard line. And it looks as if the BC Lions are going to lose this one, so we'll get you up to speed on some of the situations now facing Edmonton and Calgary. This is Jamie Morris. Morris down to the 30. The Lions lose tonight, and Edmonton, Calgary lose, and BC take first, Edmonton second, and Calgary finishes third. However, Lions lose tonight, Edmonton wins, and Calgary loses. Then Edmonton takes first, BC second, and Calgary third. Lions lose tonight, and Edmonton and Calgary win. Then Edmonton take first, Calgary second, and BC third. One more scenario. I'll have that for you in a second. 2nd and 4 from the 30. Jamie Morris down to the 27-yard line. That other possibility, the Lions lose tonight, Edmonton lose, and Calgary wins. Then Calgary take first, BC second, and Edmonton third. So there you have 4 possibilities predicated on the fact that the BC Lions lose tonight. And it looks as if they're going to do that. 23-17 is the score, with 40 seconds remaining to play in the 4th quarter.
BC is taking a timeout here, obviously, to stop that clock. Hamilton setting up for a field goal try. We still have a little disruption on the field there, Steve.
That's what's delaying the game. Not a major disruption by any means, but enough that they can't put the ball into play safely. But when they do, it'll be a field goal try from Ballas Ballaston from the 35. He's done his job tonight, as have the entire Hamilton Tiger Cat team. You're looking live at a shot from outside the dome. Beautiful November evening in Vancouver. 11 o'clock our time, almost. If you're still with us in the east, it's late in the morning. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Don't forget, more football coming your way tomorrow as Osbaldiston splits the uprights, and that makes it 26-17 and drives the nail in the BC Lions coffin in terms of finishing in first place in the West. However, that can still happen, but we have indicated to you the scenarios that are now possible as a result of BC losing, and 45,000 plus fans leaving the stadium tonight not happy. But John Gregory has to be happy with the job that his young football team has done. They will finish the year with a record of 3-15 and show a great deal of promise for next year. Flutie, lots of time. Hamilton Ticats will give him those kind of passes all day long. Completes another one to his brother. Let's take a look at the fans as they exit BC Place Stadium. Get to their cars for the long drive home, made even longer by the fact that their team did not win tonight, did not clinch first place in the West, and therefore did not guarantee their fans the Western Final. Flutie fires complete to his brother. Darren tried to lateral off. The ball is scooped up by Jimmy Terrace. He flips it to Volpe. The ball is just being knocked around here. You think it was Sandlot football instead of the CFL. And all of which runs the clock down to 12 seconds to play in the 4th quarter.
Steve, I had to take a good look around there for a minute. I thought we were at the World Cup. Rugby. I was looking for the Australian black guy.
I was looking for the fly half.
That's it. I could have been a fly half.
No way. No way.
Kick his ass!
A middle linebacker you were, sir. A fly half you'd never be. Flutie has all the time in the world. Fires a Hail Mary. And it was in and out of the arms of a BC Lions. That would have been reminiscent of the Miami-Boston College game of many years ago.
Did you just have a flashback right there when that took place?
Unfortunately, it wouldn't have been enough for the BC Lions and Doug Flutie, but it was shades of that great game that Flutie won for Boston College with a pass similar to that. Well, you can't fault that man for trying. It was just an off night for the BC Lions in their offense. They just weren't clicking on all cylinders. And as a result, Hamilton are going to pull off a major upset. This should be the final play of the ball game. And again, Flutie just throws it and hopes. And this time it's intercepted by the Hamilton Ticats, but that will end the game. And a big victory for Hamilton, 26-17. And that will not enable the BC Lions to clinch first place in the West and host the Western Final. We'll have to wait till tomorrow to see what happens.
It's a tremendous couple of teams in Alberta right now that are quite happy about it. I know Ronnie Lancaster did. The main thing that's got to happen now is that this BC team has got to be able to recoup and all of a sudden go back in there, realize that they have got some planning, they have got some places that they have to improve upon to get into those playoff games next week.
John Gregory and Bob Obilovich exchanged pleasantries on the field following the Hamilton Ticats 26-17 win over the BC Lions. So tomorrow's action in the CFL will be very, very important.
Welcome back to BC Place Stadium, clearly the biggest upset of the year, and in recent memory as the Hamilton Tiger Cats defeat the BC Lions 26-17. The hero of this piece and the Molson MVP is Don McPherson. Waited 3 years for his first pro start. Boy, did he make the most of it tonight. Here is the winning touchdown, and it has a BC angle as well, because on the receiving end is Nick Mazzoli, the star from Simon Fraser, and how sweet it is for him to come back. And Don McPherson makes a statement for next year. Wally Buono said the Hamilton Tiger Cats remind him of next year's BC Lions, and much to the chagrin of the Lions, they saw that today. Devastating loss for the Lions. They still could finish first if Edmonton and Calgary lose tomorrow, but that's not likely, and they've also lost a pair of slot backs in Matt Clark and Jay Christensen. So a tough loss for the Lions. There's the final score. Hope you enjoyed it, and join us again tomorrow for Ottawa and Toronto. Good night, everybody.